Yo. Welcome into the ChrisBeCappinn show, man. Today is the 30th of January, and we got tons of NBA action on for today. So we are going to jump right into it. Needed a bounce back night last night, and I got one. Not a lot of plays shared, but I think the short list probably went about 50-50. I picked three of those ones that we talked about and went 2-1. So both winners were actually in the Heat and Bulls game. Heat made it way too sweaty of a bet for them to, to cash the money line. They were up 10 with like 4 minutes left. And I knew that they were going to find a way to get a lead up. Chicago cut it to, I think they tied it. And Miami was able to hit some late free throws and win the game. So that was a winner. The other winner was Bam Adebayo over his 1.5 threes. I left you guys with that one as well. He cashed that, I think, early in the first half. He was shooting the ball really, really well at halftime. And then the loser was CJ McCollum. Man, CJ McCollum must have watched the show yesterday. I took CJ McCollum under his 27.5 points, rebounds, and assists. I talked about that yesterday on the show. CJ McCollum, I think, might have been the only player on the Atlanta Hawks to go over yesterday. I mean, like the Atlanta Hawks didn't score the ball well at all. I think they were held to like under 80 points, but CJ McCollum, second leg of back-to-back, no problem at all. 15 points. I think he hit 5 threes. Like he was just launching. So I thought it was the right read, but definitely the wrong execution on that one because he killed the line. So 2-1 day yesterday. Need to replicate that. The problem with, in my opinion, the problem with today's slate is that a lot of the ways that I was looking last night, I didn't pull the trigger, and some of them have moved a lot, and a lot of them were totals as well. So we'll talk about those. We'll talk about a few player props as well. I hope you guys found some ways to make money. I appreciate everybody for tapping in as always. Let's get into it for today, man. Let's see. Fly Zero says out door dashing. What a good time to have my boy booming through the speakers. I appreciate that, Fly. I appreciate that for sure. What's up, Jay Carter? Appreciate you for tapping in. Says good calls last night. What's up, Malik? Says what's up, my guy Bulls. Pissed me off on my wife's birthday. Didn't play them, but goddamn, just can't close games. Man, honestly, Malik, I can't agree with you here. I think that the Heat had the Heat were winning the game the whole entire time. 10-point lead in the fourth quarter. 10-point lead started the fourth quarter. 10-point lead with 6 minutes left. And I said, watch the Bulls. If they lose at home, it's always about a point or two, which is why I took the money line. And they still ended up with a good look to potentially tie the game and send it to overtime last night. Or I think it might have been to win it. To win it. But yeah, I hate fading the Bulls in Chicago. They are still profitable, but I thought Miami wanted that game. We found some strong trends on Miami as well, coming off a loss, even on the second leg of back-to-back. So I'm glad we were able to get that one. Dougie says, take every game total under today. I bet you come out green. I don't know about it now, Dougie, but I do agree with that. I think it's a lot of unders in the league right now going on. I think yesterday I told you guys 18-5 to the under this week was the number. Prolific says 0-1 day was on the Rockets game over, no go. We got to tread lightly with the All-Star break coming up. I agree with that. What's up, Jay Hank? Appreciate you for tapping in. Pre-All-Star break unders been rolling. Yeah, I looked into this, Dougie, bro. I actually did. And last year was opposite. Last year pre-All-Star game was I think I looked at the last 3 weeks. Let me see if I can still find it. I might still have it pulled up. I did look into this. Let me see if I can find it really quickly. I don't want to type it all in. Let me see. I can't find it. That kind of. Oh no, I can't find it. Okay, so yeah, so this. Yeah, I looked at the 26th. So the 26th was Monday till the rest of the week, and it looks like favorites are 8-3. 8-3. I think I looked at this for last year too, though. I just can't remember the dates, and I can't, like, it's not allowing me to go back any farther. So screw what I was saying. But yeah, I did look into this. 23-8 are the totals since the 26th. Yeah. So totals are 23-8 to the under. That's 70. What's that? 74.6%. Games only averaging 220 points. Yesterday we saw three. We saw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 and 3 were the totals to the under yesterday. So 5 and 3 to the under yesterday. Overs were Thunder and Timberwolves. Thunder just couldn't play any defense and guarded a 3-point shot, which we talked about yesterday. Nuggets and Nets went over as well, and then the Hornets and the Mavs went over as well, which I didn't see that one coming, but the boys put on a show last night. Duke was in the building last night. What's up, J-Man? Appreciate you for tapping in. Blunt says, are we talking about the Jazz game? I like the Jazz today. I actually do like the Jazz. It hurts me to say. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it for sure. Blunt. What's up, Hype May? Appreciate you for tapping in. Says tapped in. Appreciate you right back. What's up, True? He says, peace, Chris. The NBA is wild. You bet on players that don't suit up, but I'm here. Let's eat. He likes Jalen Duren double. Yeah, I think that's a really good look today as well. Let's get into it, man. Long enough just talking. So we'll start with Jackson AI Sports Betting Tool. Linked in the description if you guys are interested in checking it out. Make sure you use the promo code. You can actually just click the link. You don't even have to use the promo code that's in the description. So Jackson, 1-1 split yesterday. Jackson loves OKC. OKC did not cover. They didn't even win last night. And then Miami minus the 1.5 was a winner last night. I think they won the game by 2. That was the one I liked as well. So 1-1 split. I asked Jackson today. I wanted to switch it up just a tad bit. I asked Jackson to analyze situational advantages and scheduling spots for the NBA today. Provide the best 2 spreads based on situational advantages. Rank them in order of confidence. So Jackson likes the Boston Celtics minus the 10.5 first. It says the confidence level is high. It says the situation. This is a scheduled loss for a spot for Sacramento. The Kings are played a grueling game against the Philadelphia 76ers last night, losing 113 to 111. They now have to travel to Boston to face a rested Celtics team that has been dominant at home. Sacramento's dealing with significant fatigue and a thin rotation as Keegan Murray is already rolled out and Malik Monk is listed as questionable. There is some other situational stuff here as well. Well, some matchup stuff. It says the Celtics are on the second best net rating in the NBA at plus 6.9. They face a Kings defense that ranks 28th, allowing 119.6 points per 100 possessions. Boston's ability to be able to protect the ball, second in turnover percentage at 12.4, will be lethal against a tired Kings squad that struggled to close out the 76ers last night. News reports indicate that Jason Tatum is out for the Celtics, but the Celtics have proven depth. Conversely, Sacramento's De'Aaron Fox, now with the Spurs, in the absence of Keegan Murray, leave the Kings without the necessary firepower to keep up with Boston's second-ranked offense. The Kings' effective field goal percentage, which is 6th at the rim, but Boston's defense is elite at funneling teams into difficult mid-range shots, where Sacramento ranks 11th. This expects Boston to use their rest advantage to pull away early in this game. So this just makes me think. We'll talk about that game. But yeah, Jackson likes minus 11.5 with the Celtics. That's a big number. But yeah, Jackson likes that. And then Jackson also likes the New York Knickerbockers, minus the 6.5 today. Confidence level is medium high. So the situational spot, the Knicks are in a prime rest versus rush spot. While they haven't played since earlier this week, they're facing a Portland team that has been inconsistent on the road. New York is currently the second seed in the East and boasts a massive statistical advantage in efficiency and rebounding. So there's some net rating stuff here. Look like the Knicks are 4th in net rating. Portland is 21st in net rating. Offensive rating, Knicks are 3rd. Portland is 22nd. Offensive rebound percentage, Knicks are 5th. Portland is 3rd. And then transition efficiency, Knicks are 3rd. Portland is 11th. So this says that the Knicks are a statistical juggernaut this season, ranking 3rd in offensive rating, 6th in net rating. They excel in transition efficiency, 3rd, and are elite scoring off steals, 3rd. Portland, while improved, struggle with turnovers, ranking dead last, 30th in turnover rate percentage at 16.4. The Knicks recently acquired recent acquisition of Karl-Anthony Towns has bolstered their front court, and they're facing a Portland team that relies heavily on offensive rebounds, 3rd, to stay in games. However, New York is one of the few teams that can match their physicality, ranking 5th in offensive rebounding themselves. While the Knicks play at Madison Square Garden, with the Knicks playing at Madison Square Garden, when role players have historically played better, Portland's tendency to cough up the ball, the Knicks should cover the mid-size spread comfortably in this matchup. So Jackson likes the Knicks minus the 6.5 here as well. Let's get into the matchups, man. So the first one I wanted to talk about was the Raptors and the Orlando Magic. Just double check the lines real quick. Make sure I got the updated injury report, and we'll jump into it. So Toronto, I see Jakob Poeltl listed as out. Let me get to my notes as well. Jakob Poeltl listed as out, and on the dang, what happened to the game? All right, my apologies. And Franz is also listed as out in this game. So I'm looking at it last night. You got a Toronto team that had actually been playing some really good basketball. They had won 4 in a row. They had covered 4 in a row as well before getting the doors absolutely blown off of them to the Orlando Magic. You got a Toronto team that plays a little bit better on the road. They're 16-9, both straight up and against the number. And then Orlando, 13-8 straight up at home, but only 9-12 against the number. They're 3-7 against the spread in their last 10 games. And it is their first game back home off a 2-game road trip. I think the way Orlando played against Miami in that last game, I feel like I still want to fade them. Orlando needs to win games desperately, but I feel like Toronto does as well. I kind of want to fade the Orlando Magic in this spot. I'm not sure if I'll get there on the spread, the minus 1.5, the plus 1.5 for Toronto. I feel like they are playing better basketball than the Orlando Magic are right now. We know that they have RJ Barrett back as well. So I'm not sure if I'll get there on that, or if I'll get there just on like the team total. I feel like for Toronto, this total opened 220.5 last night, and it's come down. I'm not really buying that. Like I kind of feel like Toronto's, not that they're a great offense, but the Magic's defense I don't feel like is super trustworthy. So Toronto team total, Orlando's given up 114 or better in 5 straight games. Their last 7 opponents have actually gone over their team total. The Orlando Magic defense, that is specifically. Toronto's team total right now is, let me see. Toronto's team total is 108.5 on DraftKings. That's what I like in this game. I think Toronto will get to 109. If I'm playing this game, that's what I like. That's what I wrote in my notes last night. 108.5 on DraftKings, 109.5 at a few other books as well. So that's my thought process in this game. Toronto's also 10-4 against the number as road dogs this season. Orlando's just 7-11 if they're laying points at home as a favorite. And another consideration in this game was the first half total under. With Orlando being 15-3 to the under in the first half as home favorites, Toronto 9-5 to the under in the first half as road dogs. But yeah, I think with the total coming down, I like Toronto team total over 108.5. I think they can score in this game. So that's my thought process, just based on the way that Orlando's playing defense. Let's see if you guys have thoughts here, and I'll go on to the next. What's up, Cheese Boy? He says, yo, Chris. 3 says Sacramento money line. Okay. Prolific says the like button. Our boy deserves a lot. Appreciate that, Prolific. Kings money line. Brown won't play. And even though the Kings are on the back-to-back, I like them here. If not money line, then plus 7.5. Okay. Raptors money line here. H-Town says, so he kind of agrees. Mark agrees too. Says play Toronto plus 1.5. But I see money coming in Orlando this morning. Was RJ hurt again or just sitting? I think RJ is fine. So real quick, if we go back to that game, I didn't, in all transparency, I didn't watch a lot of that game when they were playing against the Knicks in their last game. I know that they came out, asserted themselves early, and then they just kind of got walked down. They couldn't stop the Knicks from hitting 3-pointers. I know Mikal Bridges had a really big game, but let's just look at that game real quick. So Toronto, they ended up losing by 17 points. Really just they got drugged in the second half. They got outscored 72-41. So yeah, you get outscored by that many points, you're not going to win a game, especially in just a half of basketball. On the Toronto side of things, RJ played 24 minutes. Yeah, I mean, when you lose by this many points, you should be out there, So yeah, I kind of feel like getting points in this spot is the right play, but more than that, I like the team total over. I think they bounce back offensively in this game as well. Really just afraid of Orlando's defense, specifically at home. Smoke says I'm taking the Raptors as well, so a lot of people liking the Raptors, and I would agree with that sentiment. All right, next up, and then that didn't really look too much in the player props in that game. Next up, we got the Kings and the Celtics. So some thoughts already being shared in the comment section about this game. I would not be on the Kings in this spot, not on the money line at least. So this line was at 13. There is some injury concerns here on both sides of the game. I actually think the best play was the under, but I think getting it now is a little bit too late, in my opinion. We'll see what the line actually closes at, but this total is down 5 points. It was at 224 last night. I didn't think that it would drop this much. I knew Jaylen Brown was listed as doubtful. I knew Cater was listed as probable. You may get Russell Westbrook back, which is one of the reasons why I think he helps out the offense and, not necessarily the defense, which is why I thought the total may go up a little bit. But I mean, clearly I was wrong. So Westbrook may come back. He missed the game last night, of course, in Philly. Sabonis probably won't play on the second leg of a back-to-back. I think he'll be most likely doubtful. And then Levine potentially may miss this game as well. He came back and played last night, but I'm not sure if he's going to play on the second leg of back-to-backs. And not the greatest spot for Sacramento. It's not just second leg of back-to-back games. It's third and fourth and sixth for the Sacramento Kings, and it's their fourth straight road game. They've lost 7 straight, only 8-14-1 against the spread on the road. Like, I don't really want anything to do with Sacramento. Boston has not been playing as well as of late. 4 straight non-covers, potentially without Jaylen Brown, of course. Like, not necessarily the spot where I want to be laying this many points with Boston. They have lost 2 of their last 3. This is their third straight home game coming off that loss against Atlanta. I kind of think that Boston will be able to score the basketball in this spot. With the total coming down, Sacramento plays some really good defense in back-to-back games now. They held the New York Knicks to, a pretty low number. And then last night, they fought tooth and nail. Probably could have even won that game last night if they could have just made a shot in the fourth quarter. But Tyrese Maxey was able to hit some late free throws and convert on some late shots to help Philly propel themselves to a win in that spot. This is the spot where I kind of think Sacramento runs out of gas. I think Boston will be able to score the basketball in this spot. The problem is Sacramento's three-point defense has actually been pretty good as of late. That's the hiccup here. We know the Celtics only want to shoot a bunch of threes. The Kings have been doing a really good job of running teams off the three-point line. I had Knicks and Kings over, and the Knicks got to like 105 in that game, 106 in that game. So it is scary. We know that the Celtics don't play fast. If they're without Jaylen Brown, for sure, this total will come down. Maybe then I'll get there with a team total over. I just think that it's a spot where Sacramento's defensively they run out of gas in this spot, and we see Boston able to score the basketball. But I had some systems on the under. Like I said, I just can't get there with the total coming down this much now, though. So that's my thought process on this one. Smoke says he's taking Pritchard points. Mark says I have Pritchard over 19.5 on my list. Haven't bet it yet. Those make sense. I think also, like, if Westbrook gets ruled in, I think this is the spot. Just because it's 4 straight road game, second leg of back-to-back, third and fourth and sixth. This is the spot where you could take some Kings unders as well. The problem is you don't know what the rotation going to be. You don't know if Westbrook is going to be back. Sabonis is going to play on the second leg of back-to-back. Does Levine play on the second leg of back-to-back? Like, all of those things got to be taken into consideration. So I'll probably wait until I officially play anything in this game. But I think that under last night was probably the best look for me. BC says Knicks and Celtics money line for me. I wonder what the odds on that are. I do think the Knicks get the job done against Portland as well. I think that's the next game as well. It don't look like people are too interested in this one. BC says Knicks, Kings 3-12 on the road. Yeah, Kings money line sounds crazy to me. That sounds absolutely crazy, especially with the Celtics coming off a loss. I know that the Celtics have been pretty good this season, coming off a loss as well. They just played too much defense, in my opinion. Celtics off a loss, 12-5 straight up, 10-7 against the numbers. So they are covering. They're winning by average of about 8.5 points, 11-6 to the under as well. They're giving up 108 points in this spot, 4 straight unders in this spot as well. But it's just not a good spot for the Kings. Not a good spot for the Kings. When you see teams playing third and fourth and sixth, all on the road, and then on a 7-game losing streak, I don't want no part. But I want nothing to do with the Kings. I'm not laying as big of a number with the Celtics though, because they could just run out of gas late, and Celtics could potentially cover it. But Celtics have started games off good early as well, especially when they're coming off a loss. Looks like about a 3 and a 3.7, a plus 3.7 margin in the first quarter, a plus 1.8 in the second quarter. So they win the first half by about 5. This is a pretty big number. Celtics this season, let's see, if they're laying double digits, they are 3-4 against the number. So they have not covered well. They're 6-1 to the under as well. 5 straight unders in this spot. And that was, I think, the best number last night with that 224. But I didn't play it, so I'm not going to keep talking about it. H-Town says, I like Derek White under his 34.5 points, rebounds, and assists. He's went under this line 67% of the time this season without Jaylen Brown. You're relying on that Kings defense, which has been playing well. You got to give it to the Kings. They held Philly under their team total last night, so maybe that is something that you can look at here. Let's just look at the numbers real quick, which I don't like just looking at just the numbers because I know the situational spot is not good for Sacramento. Sacramento last 5 games, they're still not great defensively. Actually, second worst defensive rating, 124.7. They're giving up 120 points per game, which is the third most as well. This is just their last 5 games. On the road, they're the third worst defense as well, and second in efficiency differential, which is why this line is so big. J-Man says he likes it as well. All right, let's get to the next one. Before we do, hit the like button if you can, subscribe to the channel, and then let's keep talking. So next one up is the Portland Trail Blazers and the New York Knicks. Line was at, I think I saw this at 7.5 last night as well. I haven't really seen a lot of movement here, I don't think. So Portland, I saw 7 last night. Total was at 227. It has come down to 224.5. Maybe the books know something about Denny, potentially not playing. He is listed as questionable on the report, along with Isaiah, Josh Hart, who has been upgraded to probable. And then I think McBride got downgraded to doubtful in this game. He was listed as questionable as well. I want to say that's the last of the injury report that I saw. Let me just double check real quick. It changes so frequently, man. I hate to see it. So Kevin Love is out. Nurkic is out. I don't want nothing to do with the Jazz. Jazz don't want to win this game, man. But yeah, McBride is downgraded to doubtful, and Josh Hart is upgraded to probable. On the Portland side of things, outside of Denny Abdi being listed as questionable, Robert Williams is also listed as questionable. And I think that's it. That really matters. No Chris Murray, no Matisse Thybulle, of course, no Blake Wesley. Those guys have been out for quite a while. So for Portland, third straight road game, 3 straight losses, 3 straight unders. Offense is kind of falling off a cliff. They're also 7-3 to the under in their last 10 games are the Portland Trail Blazers. I need to double check one more thing real quick. I didn't write this down last night. I forgot to look at who Portland has been playing against recently. So Portland, those 3 straight unders have come against the Wizards, the Celtics, and Toronto. 3 pretty slow-paced teams that aren't the greatest offensive teams, and 3 straight unders. So on the Knicks side of things, they've actually gotten the job done, man. They of course got smoked in that game where we were laying, points against the Dallas Mavericks, and they've done really, really well since then. They beat Brooklyn, of course, by 54. They went into Philly, won that game. I think that was on Saturday. Held Philly to 109. Beat Sacramento, of course. Held Sacramento to 87, and then beat Toronto on the second leg of back-to-back. Impressive win, traveling into Toronto, held them to 92 points. So I think it's 5 straight unders is what I wrote in my notes, right? 6 straight unders, 8-2 to the under in their last 10 games. Defensively, let's see where they are defensively. Defensively, probably the best team in the NBA as of late. Last 5 games, they're probably top 3. Yeah, number 1 in defensive rating, 96.8. Number 1 in efficiency differential as well, 18. They're plus 18 in efficiency differential last 5 games. Opponents are scoring 94 points per game, a shade under 94 points per game. So does Portland bounce back in this spot? If Denny plays, Portland is 28th in offensive rating. They got an offensive rating of 108.9. They're averaging just 109.4 points in their last 5 games, which is bottom 10 as well. So the numbers say the Knicks also won earlier when they went to Portland as well. They beat them 123 to 114 as 5.5 point favorites. I remember that game because that was the game that Josh Hart had returned, and the Knicks were scrapping and clawing in that game. Well, Portland was scrapping and clawing in that game. And then the Knicks scored a bunch of threes in the fourth quarter. I remember OG hitting one, Josh Hart hitting one, OG hitting another, and I think Brunson hit a couple in the fourth quarter. Yeah, big fourth quarter, 33 points, 33-29 to win that game by 9 when they were in Portland a couple weeks ago. Yeah, shot 37% from the three-point line. Portland, I kind of feel like Portland will struggle to score here as well. Knicks is playing some really good defense, man. I like what I'm hearing from Bridges after the game, after the Toronto game, holding himself accountable as well. I think the under makes a lot of sense. I do think you want to wait because if Denny gets ruled in, you'll get a better number. So then you maybe want to take the under with in this game. Knicks offense also not playing super great either. So maybe a full game under, agreeing with the total coming down. Portland's team total is 108.5. Looks like you can get -110 on BetMGM right now. I think under makes a lot of sense here. Under, full game under. Knicks team total is 116.5. And as of late, you can just kind of tell if they're gonna continue to play defense the way that they're playing, they don't need to get to 116 in these games, 117 in these games. They don't need to get to 117 to win. Or to cover. They've only gotten to that twice in their last 4 games. So offensively, still kind of going through the motions, but defensively, they've done really, really well. They're also playing super slow. Portland, I feel like should be able to rely on their defense a little bit more. You still got Kamara out there that you can throw at Brunson. You got Drew Holiday. Denny's not that bad of a defender himself either. So yeah, I think under is the right spot here. Is the right one here. Let's see. Mark says under 225.5 for him. Blunt says Nevers Knicks game is screwing the numbers, Chris. I don't know, Blunt. Like I understand what you're saying, but however, like if you take away that game, right? They gave up 109 to Philly. That game went under the 227. I remember Philly had a big lead in that game as well. Sacramento comes into the Knicks and score 87, and then Toronto gets 92. So, like, I don't really know, but I understand what you're saying. It was 66 points, but, like, they still haven't given up more than 110 in the 3 games after that. I just kind of feel like they're trending in the right direction right now. Even before that game, like, when Dallas beat them, Dallas got to 114. Phoenix only got to 106. I kind of feel like the Knicks defense is definitely locked in right now. This is 3rd game in 4 nights, though, all with travel as well. Because they were in Brooklyn, which, I mean, that's not far at all. They were at home for that game. They had to go to Philly. Then they came back home to beat Sacramento and then had to catch on the same night flight to Toronto, and then they're back home with 1 day rest in between. They've just been good at home as well. 16-8 against the number. Don't really want to bet against the Knicks right now. That's the way I think about this one. Brunson under 26.5 points for J-Man. Blazers first half team total under for Cheese Boy. Smoke says I'll be on the alt line on the under here. Okay. J-Man says point guards ain't been getting it. Ain't been getting there since Holiday been back. Okay. Brunson unders here. Okay. BC says, because you are leaning team totals, I took OKC over 105 and the Wolves over 122. You the man. Because of you and learning team totals, okay. Took OKC over 105 and Wolves over 122. Yeah, probably live. Okay. H-Town says, I like clinging under boards. Cat will bring him out from the rim, and Mitchell Robinson's a beast. This makes a lot of sense, H-Town. I can definitely get behind this. Let's see what clinging numbers are real quick. There's a lot kind of live cap this one. It's probably already pretty low. The Blazers are one of the best rebounding teams. I mean, the New York Knicks are one of the best rebounding teams in the NBA, if not the best rebounding team. Them and Detroit are best rebounding teams in the league. So clinging rebounds, 11.5 is the number. And he's been crushing it. Over in 4 of his last 5 games, 17, 8 rebound game in here against Miami as well. 16 against Toronto, 15 against New York, and 20 against the Wizards. Nice little sell high spot here. I agree with this on Klingon. Looks like you can get a minus 112 on FanDuel when he's played against teams that are top 5 rebounding. He averages 10.5. He's under in 10 of his 15 games. I like this look a lot. Let's see. Yeah, I kind of like this. I kind of like Klingon under his boards for sure. Let's see what he did in the first matchup they played. He only had 8. He had 21 rebound chances. He only had 8 boards in that game. Klingon under his boards. I like it. I like it. I do like this one. I'm gonna write this down. Donovan Klingon under 11.5 rebounds. Especially if Robert Williams is gonna come back as well. Like that, I think Robert Williams makes a big deal in this game as well. He's listed as questionable. I'm expecting him to play. Yeah. I like this a lot. Appreciate you for sharing, H-Town. I like that a lot. Last time Klingon guarded Hart. W Bone says Klingon does not chase bigs to 3-point line. He sits under the rim and lets them shoot. Alex Sarr take cat threes. That makes a lot of sense, W Bone. That makes a lot of sense. Cat kind of going through it right now, man. Getting pulled out of rotation. Like, I'm not sure what's going on with Cat. I do like this Klingon under his boys look a lot, though. I like that a lot. All right, let's keep going. Clearly, I'm going through these games pretty slowly today, but that's fine. I got time. Cavs and the Suns. I want to talk about this one real quick. So, line last night, I do feel like the best thing to play in this game was a total, and I missed the best of the number again last night. I kind of fell asleep with the laptop in my hand, handicapping this game specifically last night, and I knew I wanted under. I didn't know where the total was going to go. It was at 223 last night, down to 220.5. I do think, we definitely missed 3.5 points here as far as the total goes. It looks like it opened. I never saw 6, but I did see 4.5. It's down to, it looks like 4, some 3.5s popping up as well. So on the Cleveland side of things, of course, they will be without Evan Mobley and Darius Garland and Max Strus. And on the Phoenix side of things, they can submit their injury report late. I'm not sure. Like, I know Mark Williams is not somebody that plays a lot of back-to-backs. So if he's not going to be in, then Adaro minutes or props in general are, I think, something that you have to look at. Let's see real quick. Mark Williams doesn't play big minutes on back-to-backs this season. He's only played in a handful of them. He's only played in one back-to-back. And he played 24 minutes in that game. On the season, he's right at he's right at 24 minutes. So we'll see how much he plays on the second leg of a back-to-back here. The reason why I mentioned that is because I kind of feel like without Mark Williams there, the Phoenix Suns are not as good of a rebounding team. I think the Cavs should be able to take advantage of them in this spot. So we start looking at the numbers. Really important to point out that the Cavs have been absolutely hooping as of late. They're 7-3 straight up. I'm sorry, 7-3 against the number in their last 10 games. They've won 5 straight, 3 straight unders. They're doing it defensively. 4 of their last 5 have actually stayed under the number as well. And I just want to look at one more thing. Real quick before I finish. I always tell you guys I have this query where I can look at teams recently, like over the last 2 weeks, last 3 weeks, last week, all that stuff. So 6-1 in their last 7 games, 5-2 against the number, 5-2 to the under. Games are averaging 222 points. They have won 5 straight. They've covered 4 of their last 5. 4 of their last 5 have gone under the number as well. Outside of that Kings game that went over and them not covering, they were laying a big number in that spot. I kind of feel like the Cavs are the right side in this game. Phoenix, of course, has been the best ATS team. They got the job done last night. Smoked Detroit. in that game. Dylan Brooks looked like Michael Jordan last night. 40 points, career high. Everybody trying to talk about him potentially making the All-Star team. Phoenix is 14-6-1 against the number. They had failed to cover 3 straight games before last night games, 3 straight unders before last night game as well. This is their 4th straight home game, but it's also 3rd and 4th and 6th for them. Cleveland did win the earlier matchup, 129-113, laying 6.5 in Cleveland. I think Cleveland can get the job done here today. That's the way I want to bet it. I kind of feel like I don't know if Detroit was just looking ahead to the Golden State game tonight or what was going on, but I kind of feel like we'll still see the same level of intensity for the Phoenix Suns, for the Cleveland Cavaliers. We can't forget that, before last night's game against the Pistons, where they mollywopped the Pistons, beat them by 18, they struggled to beat the Nets by 4, lost to the Heat outright. And both of those games were at home as well. So I kind of like the Cavs. The lower the line gets, the more I like Phoenix. I think Cleveland. I think the lower the line gets, the more I like Cleveland. I think Phoenix could potentially run out of gas at the spot. I know they also had Colin Gillespie on the injury report yesterday. He ended up playing, had a big impact. Colin Gillespie, somebody that always has a pretty big impact, but I think Phoenix can get the job done here. I want to fade Phoenix off of that. I think Cleveland can get the job done here. I want to fade Phoenix off that big win last night, thinking that Cleveland can get the job done in this spot. So that's my thought process on this one. Let's see what you guys are thinking here. You can get some 3.5s right now as well. I didn't bet it yet, but I might jump on it early just because I feel like Phoenix injury report could be a little janky. Mark Williams potentially get ruled out or even listed as questionable. You're going to get a worse number. Same thing with like Grayson Allen, who doesn't play all the back-to-backs. So yeah, I think that's the right side here. Let's see what you guys are thinking. Cheese Boy says the same thing. Easy Money says Jared Allen over his points plus rebounds. Says Jared Allen points over if Oso is Gardner. Yeah, I think they have advantage, man. I do. And I just kind of like if you guys have been watching, I watched the Phoenix Suns game twice the other day because my son wanted to watch it when he woke up yesterday. And just watching what they were able to do to the Lakers, like just dismantling their offense, like held the Lakers to 22 points was the reason why I didn't cash that over ticket. And the role players, like I think his name's Tolliver, and then even what's the other guy's name with the braids? Can't think his name for whatever reason. Right? Jalen Tyson, like those guys play defense, so I do think Phoenix has enough offense. I think the Cleveland Cavaliers have enough offense. I think they can win the game and cover the spread. H-Town says Cleveland offense been humming lately. No way Brooks drops another 40 ball. I think the Suns run out of gas late in the 4th quarter. Cavs money line on -4. I agree with that. Jorm, I think is how you pronounce that. Says Brooks better drop 50 tonight. Jay Carter says, Brooks been hooping this year. I seen him say he finally got the green light. I did see that as well. BC says, this one scares me, but I like Cleveland. Gillespie under his 4.5 assists. 3 plus 3s for me. Okay, J-Man says. Okay. Yeah, I like the Cavs. I like the Cavs a lot in this spot, man. I haven't bet it yet, though, but I do see some 3.5s out there right now. It looks like the eye screen is lighting up as well. Did we get news? I see the Lakers total come down. That Memphis and New Orleans total, I feel like came down a little bit more as well. Let me just double check real quick. Marvin Bagley out, Chris Middleton out, Trey Jones is out, Trey Johnson is out. I already knew all that was gonna happen. Yeah, I wrote that in my notes. I know we didn't talk about that game. Only reason I didn't bet it is because Luka and Austin Reeves are both listed as questionable. I didn't know what to do there, but I think the Lakers can actually cover tonight. It's crazy to think. I think the Lakers can actually cover tonight. But I knew Chris Middleton and Trey Johnson wasn't going to play. Trey Johnson rolled his ankle, sprained his left ankle last night. I figured they'd hold him out. And Wizards offense has really struggled. I also think we'll talk about it when we get to the other games, but I like Sar under his 8.5 boards in that game as well. We'll get there. I think we did a pretty good job on this one. What else? Smoke says number 35 on Cleveland was hooping against the Lakers. Yeah, he was. Suns 3 straight ATS back-to-back covers on the road, 1 and 2 ATS at the crib. Yeah. Let's go Cleveland. I haven't bet it yet, like I said, but let's see. Best line you can get right now is I saw some 3.5s. 3.5 right now. Bet 365 and Caesars got 3.5 right now. I think Cleveland get the job done. All right, let's go to one more thing. Let me just look at the Cavs as road favorites, which I know isn't good. It's more so a buy on spot for Cavs right now. They're only 5-8 against the number. They do win by about 5 points. They've covered their last 2 against the Sixers and against the Hornets. They were laying 1.5 and 3.5. They won those games by 26 and 7. They got a 4-point win against the Pacers where they didn't cover the number. So yeah, I think so. I don't know about Donovan Mitchell over his points. I didn't look into that one, if I'm being completely honest, Double. All right. Is there one more? Let's go through the other games. All right. So we gonna start at the top. Lakers and Wizards. Austin Reeves, Luka, questionable, like I said. Washington, I wrote my notes. Washington most likely without Middleton. Trey Johnson, who sprained his ankle and didn't return. And of course, Bagley's been ruled out now as well. So for the Lakers, it is their 6th straight road game. They're coming off the beat down against the Cleveland Cavaliers. And then for the Wizards, second leg of back-to-back, 3rd and 4, 2 straight wins. They've actually covered 5 of their last 6 games. Wizards have been hooping. Don't look now. 7-3 to the under in their last 10 games. 3rd straight home game for them. I wrote my notes under Washington's 5-2 to the under when playing unrested. Those games averaged 229 points. 4 of the last 5 for the Wizards have stayed under the number as well. And then I looked at this trend. I wanted to see like big road favorites that are playing 6 straight road game. That held me completely off the under. It's actually 11-2 to the over, and they're going over by about 9.5 points, dating all the way back to 2021. So that says to take the Lakers team total over in this game. It was also a pretty strong trend ATS wise as well. So I didn't bet the game. I would love to see what's going to happen with Luka. Austin Reeves is a perfect tune-up game for him to come back, in my opinion. I think the game goes. I think the Lakers can get whatever it is that they want in this game, especially if Luka plays. Lakers play well against bottom tier teams. We know that. Pretty much for the full season, Lakers have pretty much dominated this season when they're playing against really, really poor teams. So let's just look at something real quick. These numbers aren't actually that great, actually. But yeah, I think the Lakers should be able to get the job done here. It's a big number, though. It is a big number to lay. Let's see. What else, y'all? Anybody got comments on this game? BC says, I see plenty of foul calls for the Lakers, possibly team total over. I agree with that. J-Man says, Sar under 30.5 points rebounds and assists. He averaged 21.5 on the second leg of back-to-back. Yeah, so J-Man, I'm glad you mentioned that. I wasn't looking at points, rebounds, and assists. But we know the Lakers typically do a pretty good job of not giving up a lot of stuff, the centers. I'll show you guys what I was looking at, and it's very, very similar to what you were saying. I was looking at let's get this to reload real quick. I was looking at his rebound prop under. The Lakers are actually, I wrote it in my notes, they are a top 5 rebounding team. They don't give up a lot of second chance opportunities. They don't give up a lot of rebounds in general. So SAR rebound prop was at 8.5 this morning. I didn't play this, but 8.5 this morning. I'm gonna minimize myself so you guys can see behind me just a little bit better. All right, so SAR, looking at his rebound prop, which is, this is Outlier. Link is in the description if you guys are interested in checking it out. So SAR here, if we go in here, we filter, back-to-backs, which he currently is on one. He has gone under, wow, this goes all the way back to last season. But this season right here, you can see he's under in all 4 games. But going all the way back to last season, he's under in 10 straight games, only averaging 5.9 rebounds on the second leg of back-to-back games. So SAR under his 8.5 rebounds is something that I had on my list. I did not play it. You can see that his minutes only getting 26. The rebound chances go down as well. He's averaging 11.9 versus if we put if we just go in general, he's averaging 14.3. So 3 less rebound chances probably mean less rebounds. So likes are under his boards, but as J-Man says, the points, rebounds, and assists may be the best look in that game. Just taking Sar under all of it. The Lakers typically do a pretty good job at limited rebounds. Anything else in this game? Cheese Boy says Sar's under his points as well. Smoke says Aiden should dominate, but he trashed, so we'll see. I wrote Aiden down. Aiden's name is actually written down here. Over 10.5 points. If there's ever a game for Aiden to bounce back, is this one. I know he's been playing like trash recently. I know that he also has been benched recently. That's the thing that kind of scares me a lot. But Aiden could easily go out. Like, this could be the dominant Aiden game. Him, Luka, LeBron, all the pick and rolls. Him or Jackson Hayes, somebody's going to, like absolutely kill at the rim in this game. Could definitely be Aiden. Aiden could get 12 points in the first quarter if they, just feed him every time and run a lot of pick and roll. Jay Carter says, I like the Lakers, but can't lay to 10. Bron under points. He gonna let his little homies do the work. I think this could be a game where Bron tries to actually bounce back. Bron only had 11 in Cleveland. You got to remember that. Bron, he played really, really poorly in Cleveland the other night. Contributed to that game going under when I took the over. I think this is the game that LeBron tries to dominate. Chappie says Aiden can dominate a towel. Bron assists, Aiden assists. Bron assists, Luka assists. But we got to see if Luka plays. Luka changes everything if he doesn't play. And I can see them potentially giving them the night off against a Wizards team that's playing on the second leg of back-to-back and 3rd and 4. The Lakers got the Knicks, I think, up next as well. So they don't play tomorrow, but, giving Luka a day off and a stretch of an 8-game road trip also makes a lot of sense. So, yeah, that's my thoughts. Vanderbilt 5 rebounds. I'm not sure, Money Mike. Didn't really look at him too much. What up, Varius? Was late to the show, but good luck on all your bets today. Good luck to your Wizards this weekend if y'all play. Appreciate you, man. Last game of the season this weekend. I think if we win, we may potentially can make the playoffs. I'm not 100% sure, but honestly, I think they're going to cancel the game. We're supposed to play tomorrow. I think they're going to cancel it just because the schools have been canceled all week. So without the schools being open, they typically don't have the gyms open. So we shall see, man. But we had a crazy win last Friday, Varia. I wish I had enough time to really give you a detailed breakdown. Crazy. I was so happy. It's like the highlight of my 2026, man. We were down by like 5 going into the fourth quarter. 4, 5, 6, something like that, and end up winning the game on a buzzer beater with no time left. 7-year-olds, like crazy win. I called it, man. I can't talk about it right now, but it was great though. It was great. Mark says he likes LA, but he'll wait. I agree with that. J-Man says the PRA the same as far as SAR goes. Okay. Sprinkled triple-double for LeBron and Luka. Okay. Vanderbilt over his boards. Literally just runs to the hoop. Yeah, that's a fact. All right, next game is we went over Sacramento, Boston, Memphis, and New Orleans. Man, I really think New Orleans can win this game. I just don't like the idea of laying points with them. Maybe they're favored for a reason. I'm not sure. But if we look at the injury report, we see that New Orleans is pretty healthy. Only DeJounte Murray listed as out, and the Memphis Grizzlies have Ty Jerome listed as doubtful. No Ja, no Santi Adama. Of course, no Zach Edey, Scottie Pippen Jr., or Brandon Clark. So when I'm looking into this game last night, man, I really just kind of feel like we can play on the Pelicans defense here. The Pelicans have actually been locking up, which is, I know that don't even make sense. It don't even go together. But real quick, let me just give you guys the numbers because I didn't write them down. So Pelicans are 19th in defensive rating. They got a 113.2 defensive rating. Doesn't sound like, nothing that's going to blow you off the charts. But on the full season, they got a 119 defensive rating. So about 6 points better. At home, they got a 120 defensive rating. So that's 7 points better. I just looked at their, what they've got going on, and I don't like what I see from Memphis at all. Memphis has actually been trash. 4 straight losses. They haven't won a game since they won the game in London with Ja. And now, of course, we know that there is no Ja. It's 4th game in 6 nights for them as well. New Orleans playing their first game home after a 3-game road trip. They covered all 3 on the road. 5 of their last 6 have actually been played on the road. That's what you don't like. 4 of their last 5 have gone under the number as well. This is the 4th matchup of the season. Memphis Memphis, one and covered, 2 of the 3. All 3 have actually gone over the number. So take that for what it's worth. The total has dropped a lot. This was at 235 last night, and it's down a whole lot already. So didn't play the game. I do, when I was looking at the player props, Saddiq Bey to hit 3 threes. We know Memphis is a funnel for 3-point shots. Saddiq Bey's been the guy that's been getting up the most and making them consistently. His 1.5 was too juice. I think it was like minus 152. He's been hitting 3 anyway. So I considered just taking Saddiq Bey to hit 3 threes at plus money. I think that he'll get a ton of looks in this spot. So I like the Saddiq Bey look. Yeah, I think that was Zion assist. I think could be interesting as well, but that was juiced at 3.5. I think it was like minus 166. So for him to get 5 assists is not something that's off my card either, but I think I like Saddiq Bey a little bit more than anything else. I do think the Pelicans should be able to win this game too and cover the number, but not probably something I'm gonna be putting my money on. Let's see. Nah, you can't draw up a play for them. Nah, they would not be able to run a play at all. But it was cool though, man, just to watch them go out there. They were sharing the basketball, moving it around. He hit the shot with 1 second left, and the buzzer went off. And it was a tie game, so it was pretty cool. It was really, really cool, man. Let's see. Markel says, I ain't gonna lie, I want to take the Pellies. Yeah, me too. I think the Pellies are the right side, man. Samuel says Pels play better defense with Herb Jones. That's a fact. They do. So Memphis, just looking at them last 5 games, they're 23rd in opponent points allowed, giving up 117. We know if we want to take the Pelicans, we want to take them, to score the basketball. Memphis is 16th in offensive rating, 21st in defensive rating, 24th in efficiency differential, playing at the 6th fastest pace against the 14th strongest strength of schedule. The Pelicans have played against the strongest strength of schedule in their last 5 games. Another reason to like the Pelicans. 20th in offensive rating, 19th in defensive rating, 15th in pace. But yeah, I think the Pellies are the right side, man. BC says, I took the Pelicans tonight. Zion been getting to the basket lately. He has. He absolutely has. H-Town says Trey Murphy points, but really a 1-800 gambler game. Yeah, I couldn't get there with Trey over his points. I did look into that as well. I wanted to play his threes. 4 was a little too rich for my blood. Saddiq Bey, I think to hit 3 makes a lot more sense. Zion for 20 points in my pocket, Smoke says. J-Man says Chris Bey hit 2 threes, 2 of 13 games at the crib. Hold on, what? Saddiq Bey can't make 3s at home? I don't know. Let's see. Let me go do my due diligence. I saw Saddiq Bey have been hitting. Maybe he hasn't been hitting at home. So 3-point prop is 1.5 minus 162. So much juice. He's hit 3 or more in 3 straight games. Let's just filter this to home games, though. Let's just look at his home games specifically. That's actually really bad. Yeah, I see what you're saying now. So if we just look at his last, you're right, 2 of 13 at the crib. Wow. I would argue none of these defenses are that bad. None of these defenses as bad as the Memphis Grizzlies defense has been. Let's see. So we got Timberwolves twice. They're pretty good against the 3. Spurs, not that great. He shot 1 of 3 in this game. Portland, he shot 1 of 4. Houston, he did hit 3. The Pacers 3-point defense is good. The Mavs 3-point defense is good. The Suns 3-point defense is good. The Knicks 3-point defense is not good. He hit 4. The Nuggets 3-point defense is there. The Nets 3-point defense is there. Detroit defense 3-point defense is pretty good. He shot 1 for 5. So 1 for 5, 1 for 3. I would just argue he's shooting it a lot better right now. It's a really good matchup. Really good matchup. 28% of his points via catch and shoot, above the break 3 specifically. And we know that the Grizzlies are bottom 5 in that defense. I did see this though, J-Man. Good call out. Pels money line for smoked. Oh nah, no, nah. You might have heard the cheer. Nobody's here, and it wasn't me. Nobody is down here in my office with me. All right, let's go to. I went through this game already. Will, we talked about this game. We did talk about that game, so you got to go back up and check that out. What else? We went through. Only game we got left is. Oh, we got Brooklyn, Utah, and then we got Clippers and Denver and Detroit and Golden State, right? Yeah. All right. Let's go through these quickly. So Brooklyn and Utah. So I do think that this is a Utah. I thought it was a Utah. Like everything sets up for a Utah game. Jaylen Brown just got ruled out. The total's going to continue to go down. And Kader got ruled in. So offense should get worse. Defense should maybe, I guess it gets a little bit better. Jaylen Brown's a really good defender too. Anyway, back to the Brooklyn and Utah game. So on the Brooklyn side of things, they of course can submit their injury report late. They played last night. Really, really good game in Brooklyn, in Denver. I do think that based on the minutes that were played last night, Michael Porter Jr. is probably going to miss this game due to injury management. He's on the trade block, all that stuff. Detroit can submit their injury report late as well. I'm sorry, Utah. They're playing Utah. My fault. Utah has Markkanen listed as out, and then Nurkic is listed as out now, and Cody Williams is listed as questionable in this game. So for Brooklyn, it's a terrible spot. I think that's the reason why I want to play Utah here. Second leg of back-to-back for Brooklyn. Third and fourth and sixth. Third game in a row. Third straight road game as well. And they have 7 straight losses. The Jazz have not been good. And it's always hard for me to play on teams that can't get stops. Utah, 4 straight losses, 4 straight non-covers, 6 straight home game for them. This is third and fourth for them as well. Utah did beat Brooklyn early this season, 123-110 in Brooklyn. That was a 5th game and 7 night spot for the Brooklyn Nets. So very similar spot, right? It's not 5th and 7, but it is 4th and 6, 3rd and 4. You're coming out of altitude to travel to more altitude as well from Denver to Utah. I do think that Utah is the right side. One thing I looked at last night, some reason I didn't even write it down. I thought I did write it down. Maybe I put it somewhere else. I looked at teams that had lost. Let's see. Dang, I thought I had wrote it down. I looked at teams that had lost 4 straight and they were laying points. It's a strong trend towards the under, and it's also a strong trend towards the team that's laying points. Has the number come down any? Let's just double check real quick. No, it's still -1.5 on BetMGM, -2 it looks like everywhere else. Total 227.5. I thought this was going to go up. I was going to bet the under. I do think it's an under game. Brooklyn doesn't. I don't think they can score against anybody. And I know they're playing against the Jazz. The Jazz defense is absolutely atrocious, especially without Markkanen and without Nurkic. But Brooklyn's playing so slow. Like without Michael Porter Jr., I know they got Cam in, but I don't think anybody else on this team can really score the basketball. They probably just miss a whole bunch of shots. And the altitude may get to them as well. Real quick, I wanted to find the trend real quick. So I can't remember if it was this one or not, but I'll read this one off to you guys as well. So 1,100 game sample size. Home favorites off of 4-game home favorites on a 4-game losing streak win the game 63% of the time, laying an average of 4 points. And the games go under this season at 15-4 to the under. Since COVID, this trend is 58% as far as straight up, and it is 55% to the under, 77, 63, and 1 to the under as well since COVID. This is teams laying points as a home favorite off 4 straight losses. And let's just add that they have the rest advantage. 17-16 straight up. The under gets even better, 37% to the over, which means 63% to the under. I should have probably wrote this down last night. Yeah, the under it looks like it's the strongest look here. If I add that it's a non-conference game, looks like 7-2 to the under. If it's a non-conference game, you're a home favorite, you have more rest than your opponent, and you're all 4 straight losses, 58.9% straight up. Jazz have been a home favorite twice this season. They covered both. They won both. They beat the Suns in this spot beginning of the season. They beat the Kings in this spot, beat them by 4. Suns by 4, beat the Kings by 9. This is an over trend as well, but I'm not playing the over without without Lauri Markkanen. Yeah, I want to bet the Jazz. I think the Jazz are the right side. Let's see what you guys are thinking here, and we'll keep going. Markel says I want to take the Kings money line. Take it. Markel says Jazz gotta be money, but everybody on them. Utah money line for Mark. MPJ hasn't been ruled out yet, but I don't think that he's going to play. Mark says he got minus 135. I would play that as well. Worst game on the board, Will says. What's up, Tommy? Appreciate you for tapping in. It's a Utah spot for sure. I just don't know if Utah wants to win. I said the same thing about the Wizards yesterday. I said the Wizards spots yesterday. Didn't know if the Wizards wanted to beat the Bucks, and they smoked the Bucks last night. Bucks are really bad. The Bucks are really, really bad. They are so bad. Tommy says he'll go Jazz team total over. He says they've scored 115 in 11 of their last 15 home games. Nets defense is the worst in the NBA over the last 30 days. You just need them to outscore them. You need them to outscore them in this spot. We shall see, man. We shall see. We shall see. As long as George is playing, Jazz get to 115. I don't know about that without Markkanen, but we shall see. Last 2 games real quick are the we got the Clippers and the Nuggets line at what I wrote 6.5 in my 5.5 in my notes yesterday. It's up to 6.5, and the total is 209.5. So it's come down a half a point. Kawhi's listed as questionable. Only reason I didn't get in on this one early. I'm guessing he's gonna play. This is a big East Western Conference game. We know that the Clippers need every win that they can possibly get. They have been playing really, really good basketball. They're 8-2 against the number in their last 10 games. 3 straight wins for them. 3 straight covers. They've won 9 of their last 10. Denver is playing their 3rd straight. They have 3 straight covers as well. Before last night, they didn't cover that game last night against the Brooklyn Nets. But it is 3rd and 4 for them, 4th and 6 as well. I just kind of feel like they're going to eventually run out of gas. The Clippers have done a really good job of playing defense as of late. As long as they don't lay an egg in this spot, it should be a Clipper spot, in my opinion. They did win the earlier matchup in LA, 130-118. Couple things I looked at in this game. Oh, here it is. 1, 2, 3, 4. I wrote it in the wrong section. Here's my notes for the Jazz and the under. But regardless of that, now it don't matter. I'm just reading off my notes. All right. So, and then I also have Clippers and Denver over trend. And this one is what we've been talking about recently as far as like these extremely low totals. So let's see. So extremely low totals with 2 teams that play really, really slow. So total less than 220. So totals less than 220 this season when 2 teams play against each other that are they play at a pace below 98 are actually 8-1 to the over. Excuse me, 8-1 to the over this season. And the Nuggets and the Clippers fit this trend for today. The only under actually happened with the Nets and the Rockets under 217.5, and they got to 216. Hold on. No, yeah, they got to 218 in that game. That game went under. They got to 216, and the total was 217.5. But yeah, this has been a smooth over trend. Nuggets and Nets was the one for last night that went over the number. Barely got there, but it went over by half a point. The Clippers and the Nets also went over the number. They went over by a lot. They went over by no, they didn't. They went over by 3.5 points. Nets and the Celtics went over by 41 points. Nets and the Clippers went over by 11.5 points. So yeah, over in this game between the Nuggets and the Clippers, and I do think the Clippers are the right side. So I guess that's a Clippers team total over in this spot, which makes sense. Nuggets are playing 3rd and 4th, 4th and 6th. Eventually, they got to wear out defensively, in my opinion. So that's my thoughts there. Let's see what else you guys got. Will says I got a 2-leg parlay, Warriors money line, Raptors money line. I don't like it, but I hope you cash it, Will. I hope that you cash it. I do like the Raptors today, but I don't know if the Warriors gonna win. We're gonna talk about that game in a second. Thomas says everyone is not on the Jazz. 91% of the tickets, 91% of the money's on the Nets. Everyone is on the Nets. Okay. George needs to be in for the overs. Marketing has been in, and games still go under. It's when George is in that the game goes 240. Look at that. I said that the other day. I said without Keontae George, I wasn't gonna take the over between the Jazz and the Clippers. I remember. Go back and watch it. I said no over for me without Keontae George. Yeah, I wouldn't want that. Let's see. Harden over his points. Though I didn't look into that. Clippers money line. H-Town says, I'm already on Valanciunas under his 18.5 points and assists. Only went over once this season without Jokic and Gordon averaging 17.7. Okay. Got to deal with Zubac tonight. Makes sense. But like Jamal Murray. So we bet Jamal Murray under his assists against Detroit, and he gets 10. And then last night against the Brooklyn Nets, a team that allows you to get a lot of assists because they double team so much, he goes under. Go figures. I was looking into the box score last night and saw that, was upset. All right, last game on the board. Money Mike says John Collins over 1.5 dudes. I could see it. You could definitely see it. Kawhi should get a lot of attention tonight. Him and James Harden. So somebody like John Collins. I would need to look a little bit deeper into it, of course. But yeah, that makes sense. Last game is Detroit and Golden State. So this was at a pick last night. Total was at 225. It's come down to 224.5, and the totals and the spread has moved towards Golden State. 2.5 is the consensus right now. So of course Detroit can submit their injury report late. They lost last night. Nice little bounce back spot for them tonight. And the Golden State Warriors will be without Jimmy Butler and Steph Curry, and not Steph, but Seth, Kuminga, and I see Santos listed as probable as well. So I'm looking at this game last night, and I'm thinking to myself, did Detroit like really just were they looking ahead to this game last night? Is that the reason why they lost to the Phoenix Suns, or have they just taken a step back in general? It's hard to figure out. Detroit has not. Their numbers for the full season are good. They're the second best in efficiency differential. They're second best in defensive rating as well. They only give up 110 points per game, which is the third best. But they have not been good as of late. They're actually outside of the top 10 in their last 5 games in every category that we just talked about. Offensive rating, they're 11. So offense has been playing a little bit better. But everything else, they're bottom, I wouldn't say bottom, but just not in the top half of the league. The Warriors offense is really, really struggling. You got to take this with a grain of salt because they had the one game where they rested everybody, didn't score the basketball at all against the Minnesota Timberwolves after beating them in that first game. But their offensive rating is a 109.6 in their last 5 games. And they're also playing at the fastest pace in the NBA, 105.1. Something just kind of tells me that Detroit wants this one. I kind of feel like Detroit wants this one. So it's not the greatest spot for them. They're 15-7 straight up on the road. Third straight road game for them. This is second of a back-to-back, 3rd and 4, and 4th and 6. Golden State, 13-10-1 against the spread in their last in their home games. This is the first game back home after a 4-game road trip, and the 4th game in 6 nights, even though that last one wasn't that taxing against the Utah Jazz. 4 straight wins for the Warriors in the head-to-head matchup. They haven't played this season. 3 straight unders in the head-to-head as well. So this is the first meeting of the season. I just kind of feel like I want to buy Detroit, and I kind of feel like I want to buy them early. Like, Detroit's a team that, even in the last game, well, not last night, but against the Denver Nuggets, they had the lead, and they just can't close games because they're not great three-point. They're not a great three-point shooting team. This matchup, though, I see a couple of advantages, in my opinion. I still think Detroit will bring it defensively, especially after, laying an egg last night. I looked into Detroit. Off a loss. I didn't write the numbers down, but it was pretty good. So Detroit 9-2 straight up, 7-4 against the number, coming off a loss this season. If they're on the road, they are 4-1 straight up, 4-1 against the number as well, coming off a road coming off a loss on the road. And let's just see if they are unrested. 1-0 straight up, 1-0 against the spread. They beat the Pistons. I mean, they beat the Heat in this spot. Beat them 138 to 135. As road dogs this season, the Pistons are 4-0 straight up, 4-0 against the spread, 3-1 to the under. They beat the Rockets, the Heat, the Celtics, and the Cavs. If they can go in there and beat those teams, I kind of feel like they can win this game as well. On the road with no rest, they are 3-0 straight up, 2-1 against the number, 3-0 to the over. I kind of feel like the Pistons can get the job done here. I don't want to bet the Warriors. I feel like the line kind of baiting us to take the Warriors anyway. I like Detroit in this game. First half for me, maybe full game. I don't like that it's fourth game in 6 nights, but I'll be on Detroit probably first half in this spot. Best number you can get. I might play this right now, actually. Especially after that loss last night. JB Bigstaff was not happy. I watched the post-game interview. First half spread for Detroit, plus 1.5 on Bet365. Got it at you can get a plus 1.5 on FanDuel minus 112. I like that number a lot better than everything else I see. Plus 1 on Bet365 though. That's what I like here. Let's see what you guys are thinking. I like to see that, Will. I like to see that. Going back to the top of the show. I know it was about 4 hours ago. It feels like Toronto team total over 108.5. I like that a lot. Just staying away from the spread. I think that they'll be able to score. Like I said, Orlando been giving that number up with ease. Mark likes Detroit plus the 1.5 as well. Let's go, Mark. H-Town says didn't even look, but Steph under PRA. I actually looked into this. I did look into it. Steph numbers, real quick. I'll do it again real quick. So Steph numbers at home have not been as great. The Warriors have used him more so on the road. I looked at a couple different ways to play Steph. Initially, I was thinking Steph under his rebounds and assists is the way I wanted to play Steph. His numbers have not been great without Jimmy Butler this season. So Steph points listed at 28.5. He's only over in 14 of his 38 games this season. So that's 36%. And then you factor in the defense. This is the team that's number one in defense versus the point guard position. When Steph is in a challenging position, he's under in 2 of his 8 games as far as top 10 defensive rated teams. We just look at teams that are good against the pull-up, which the Detroit Pistons are top 10. And Steph is under in 2 of his 9 games. And like without any filters at all, like if we just look at Steph points, 28.5, again, he's under in 26 of his 38 games this season. And then if you factor in the splits, you go look at his home games, under in 13 of his 20 games at home. He's averaging 25 points at home. Steph has said that he's had to average more points on the road this season than home. On the road, he averages 29.5. At home, he only averages 25.5. And then I think the last thing I looked at was Steph without Jimmy Butler. So yeah, without Jimmy, he's only over against the Dallas Mavericks. He had 38 in that game. But under against the Timberwolves, they did win that game by 26, so give him a little credit. Under against the Jazz, they did win that game by 16 as well, so I guess I give him a little credit there as well. But yeah, without Jimmy, it just hasn't been as well. And I like Detroit defensively, so this makes sense. I was looking at rebounds and assists. 8.5 is the number. Without Jimmy, under in 4 of his 5 games as well, only averaging 6.2 rebounds and assists in this spot. And we know Detroit, they give up the fewest assists. They give up the 4th fewest rebounds. So, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Just putting it all together, Steph under 37.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Yeah, I kind of like it, man. I kind of like it. Detroit defense absolutely was trash last night, Jamrod. Tommy says also got the Raptors plus 1.5 and the under 220. Raptors have won the last 4 meetings between the Magic and are 6-1 to the under 220 in the llast 7 head-to-head, 7-3 to the under 220.5 in the last 10 head-to-head. Okay. Markel says, man, I think Detroit may go a little on a 3-game losing streak, in my opinion. Okay. Um, then he says, "You talk me into the Pistons now." Yeah, man, what was I looking at? It was one more thing I was looking at. All right, here we go. All right, I got this pulled up on my other monitor. So the Warriors this season as home favorites when they're laying less than 5. These are the lines that the books are kind of. My guy Ski always said the books are begging you to take them in these spots. So when they're 5-point favorite or less at home, 1-3 straight up, 1-3 against the spread. They beat the Nuggets on opening night. This is back on October the 23rd. They beat the Nuggets. Since then, they played the Rockets. They were laying 3.5, lost the game by 4. Since then, they were playing against the Timberwolves. They were laying 4.5 at home, lost the game by 7. Since then, they were playing the Raptors at home, laying 4.5, lost the game by 18. I think Detroit can get the job done today. I like Detroit early too. Love Detroit early in the spot. We know the Warriors are a third quarter team. If the Warriors were able to come back and win this game late, wouldn't really surprise me. I think Detroit will be motivated in this spot though. Let's see. Tommy says he got the Lakers team total over 118.5 coming off the 99-point game and getting blown up by 30. I don't trust them laying double digits, but I do trust them to get to score 119 against a below average defense. That makes a ton of sense. Pistons 1-4 against the Warriors, just like the Magic. That's why I was gonna do a two-team parlay plus 243. Okay, let me talk you off, man. I kind of agree with this as well. Yeah, they literally just started being good. Mark says just bet Detroit double result at plus 160. So win first quarter and win the first half and full game. Okay. T. Chasen says I like the Lakers Raptors plus 7, Raptors plus 7, Detroit plus 6, and Suns plus spread. Okay. Detroit basketball. I like it. What's up, Brian? Says, hey brother, great job last night. Ran the table with your help. Lead to the show. Good luck tonight. Right back at you. Yeah, I can't lay that many points with the Lakers either. I did find some stuff that said the Lakers can cover the spread though. Real quick, I'll give you guys that number real quick. So I looked at I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna just quick recap. I'm trying to give you guys some value, man. I'm gonna do this and I'm a quick recap. So I'm gonna pull up a query that shows teams playing 6 straight road game laying this big of a number. All right, here we go. All right, so this is what I was looking at last night. See if I can get it to load. Okay. All right, so this right, yeah, this is it. All right, so this right here. So this is give me the dog. And if we zoom, actually it's right underneath my head. If you guys can see that on the screen, I'm gonna zoom in. But if I zoom in, I might make this a little bit too, oh no, you actually can see it better now. So this is teams that have played their last, right underneath my head, right here where I'm highlighting. This is the query. So teams that have played their last 6 games on the road and their road favorite, they're laying more than 7.5 points, right? So big line, typically you don't trust those teams, but they're laying a big number on the road. And you can see right here that the ATS number is 63.5%, right? If you win 63.5% of your bets, you're going to make a lot of money. And you can see that it's active on this first game here. I flipped it. You can see that it's active here. Lakers, Wizards. Says that the Lakers get the job done tonight. I told you guys how strong the over trend was as well. So you can see if we go to this OUR over under result right here, you can see that over. So this is the reason why I couldn't take the under. But a lot of things kind of point towards the under. You can see full numbers is about break even here. But I always like to go in here and like I always do post COVID just because I feel like COVID kind of changed basketball a little bit. And you can see this 9-0 to the over. Also, the trend actually isn't that strong, 3-6 against the numbers. So it's been weaker since 2021. And but the overs are nice. 9-0 to the over. Games averaging 235, and you can see here they're going over by average of 10.5 points right here. So if you guys think this stuff is helpful, let me know in the comment section. I can do more of this on the show as well. Just kind of helping you guys see the game the way that I see it using, sports data query language. But yeah, let me know if this was helpful. If not, I won't. If so, maybe I will. All right. So that's that. Anything else here? Sabonis is out. I kind of projected that. Didn't think that he would play on the second leg of back-to-backs. Malik Monk not on the injury report. Westbrook is also out. I thought Westbrook might play though. Who grabbing all the boards though? No Sabonis, no Westbrook. I feel like them the two best rebounders. Somebody rebound prop got to go over. Maybe Cater. Somebody rebound prop got to go over. I got to do a little bit more work on that game. 62% of the money on Detroit, but yet the money line is still plus money. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I don't really like money splits either, but I don't like that at all. Appreciate you, J-Man. Tommy says, and Chris, what did I say yesterday? Take Kings team total over 108.5. I think in the morning. You're welcome. I didn't play it, but I'm glad you cashed it. Malik Monk he's off the report. Prestigious Project says, love the show, Chris. Appreciate your work. Now, appreciate you for tapping in, brother. Appreciate you for sure. All right, let's get into let's just get into a quick recap and we'll get off of here. So going through every single game, the things I have written down are going to be, let's see. Toronto team total over 108.5. Let's see. Bring this up so you guys can see it. All right, so Toronto team total over 108.5, or if I'm betting the spread, I'm taking Toronto plus the 1.5 as well. Didn't play that game though. The next game we have on the board is, let's go through the rest of them. All right, so the next game is Lakers and Wizards. The lower the total gets, the more I like the over, the more I like the Lakers team total over as well. So I like the trend that I just showed you guys actually as well. But I need to see what's going to happen with Austin Reeves and Luka. So I'm going to stay away from that game right now. Portland and New York. Not going to touch that game until I see what happens with Denny. Sacramento, Boston, total coming down all the way to 217.5. I feel like this is when you can step in and actually get it over. Maybe even just a team total over. But Boston team total over, I think, is the one that I would probably want to concentrate on. 114.5 right now against the Kings defense that's playing on fourth game in 6 nights. I kind of think Boston can score the basketball in this spot. Kings team total is 101.5. Boy, I don't know why I didn't play this total last night. My apologies to the members. Man, we could have got 224. It's down to 217. Love to have those 7 points to CLV. Memphis and New Orleans. I do think it's a New Orleans spot. We talked about that. New Orleans money line. Sadiq Bey over his 2.5 3-point makes. And then that's it for that one. Cleveland and Phoenix. I do love the Cleveland minus the 3.5. Look, I'm probably going to end up playing Cleveland. I have not done it yet. Brooklyn and Utah. If I can type Utah money line. I also think that game goes under. I know a lot of people probably like over, but I think it goes under. And Clippers in Denver. The system says to take the over. I don't know if I'm gonna play that over though. We got to see what happens with Kawhi. Detroit and Golden State. I like Detroit first half plus the 1.5. I do like that look a lot. I think they can get the job done in this spot. Real quick, Detroit. I think they're gonna stay on this West Coast trip. Let me just see who they play next. Regardless, I think they can cover the first half. Have a lead at halftime. Oh, actually, it's the last game of the 3-game road trip. Pretty sure they want to finish it out 2-1 rather than going 1-2, especially when you just lost to the Suns like that. They barely beat Denver too. They got the Brooklyn Nets on the 1st, so they got tomorrow off, and they fly back to Detroit to play Brooklyn. So we shall see, man. Will says, Chris, you got a 2-team money line parlay? Want to hear what you thinking? No, I don't actually. I don't have any 2-team anythings. I play everything straight. Will, it's really, really rare that I'll parlay 2 teams together. Especially based on the injury report. I don't think I really want to parlay anything together. Not right now, anyway. If I did, maybe a little bit closer to game time. I do think that Clippers get the job done tonight. I do think that the Cavs get the job done tonight. So maybe that would be my 2-team parlay. Cavs money line and Clippers money line. Denver playing on 4th game in 6 nights, and Phoenix also playing 4th game in 6 nights. Fade both of those teams. Take the road teams that have been playing some pretty good basketball between the Cavs and the Clippers. So yeah, I think that would be my 2-team parlay if I was betting any. Let's see. Malik says absolutely. I want to see the numbers, just a little more detail. Yeah, absolutely, Malik. I can do that. Can do that for sure. For sure, Big Cap. Yeah, I've lost a lot of money parlaying games. Not anytime recently, but like 4 or 5 years ago. You're like, damn, like why can't this team just win the game? But yeah, that's happened. And you're just not profitable long term doing that. I never teach people to parlay. I'll do it every now and then. Like I may put 4 or 5 parlays together throughout the full season. But yeah, I've lost thousands of dollars parlaying, thousands in a week of parlaying teams for sure. So yeah, I'm not a big parlay guy. I'll just take especially this would be the worst part, right? Last thing I'm gonna say, and I'm gonna get out of here. This would be the worst part. You parlay 2 teams together, and they might be both laying like 5.5, 6. So you just want to bring the juice down, get it close to plus money, right? Or close to even. And the one team going to destroy your parlay. The other team, though, they going to win the game and cover the spread. So they was laying 5.5. They win the game by 19. You like, God, I could just play them straight. I see that all the time when people do these ladder challenges. I'm like, bro, just play one bet that you really love. Just place one bet that you really love, and that's all. That's like you good. Like you don't got to play both, man. You do not have to play both. But people gonna do it forever, and the books gonna keep collecting money and become billion-dollar industries forever too. Eventually, trillion-dollar industries, because that's just people the way people like to play it. But not for me and not for my money, man. I always teach risk management. Not big on parlaying, man. I know that the books want you to parlay, so yeah, not something that I like to do. I haven't bet anything today, but the short list is here, and I will be firing off on a couple of these for sure. Oh, I forgot Alex Sarr under his 8.5 boards as well. That's something that we talked about on this show also. We've been on for a minute. Definitely not going to be on this long tomorrow. It looks like 5 games tomorrow. But I won't be on for this long tomorrow. I probably won't be on for this long rest of the season, honestly. It's been on for forever, man. But I do appreciate you guys for tapping in. Resources all linked in the description of the video. Check them out. Out Loud, Moneyballer Jackson, Odds Jam. I use all these to kind of handicap the games as well. Will says he liked the longer shows. I'm glad you enjoy it, man. I really do. But yeah, I'm not gonna be able to keep doing this forever. I'm about to go get a workout in and go get some lunch, and I'll catch you guys in the next one, man. Enjoy your Friday. Y'all be safe. And in Virginia, they talk about snow again, so we might be snowed in even more, man. But y'all be safe, man. Be warm, and I'll catch you guys in the next one, man. Enjoy your Friday. I'm out.